Hello? Alright, we're back. Thanks for waiting. We are moving on to a visual novel Ace Attorney stream.
We're way behind schedule.
I know it. We've got to fucking get back on schedule. My ideal plan for tonight, we play Ace Attorney for a couple hours, because I usually burn out after about 2. And
We're
then
way
we play
behind schedule.
But if Ace Attorney surprises us, keeps us hooked, I'm happy to keep going with that for the night. We'll see. It's been a few weeks since we've continued, and we are in the middle of the last. We're in the middle of the last part of the game, so that's. And I know that there's 2 games in the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, so we are only finishing the first one. Oh, really? Dots? Was there a new banner video? Fire Emblem Heroes? I won't tell you what he said, but it sounds like Radiant Dawn Heroes.
Lagoos!
Alright, Kev, get your phone.
That's it, I need more.
And no further commentary.
I need the booty added into the game.
I'll let Kevin show me the rest. Oh! He said no video, just a silhouette. Well, it has cat ears, but Lyre doesn't have a braid.
That's the other one.
Leith doesn't have that either.
She does.
No, she doesn't. Leith has a bob cut, and Lyre has like a messy bob cut.
One of them has little tiny... Yeah. Hold on. I'm pretty sure they do. Yeah, this bitch. It definitely is Lyre.
Lyre has a braid?
Yeah, this bitch, see?
Oh, fuck. I never do that. But I've also never looked at her for more than 5 seconds. Who's the other one? Tormod?
No, that's not him. That person looks too old. I think it's but what's his name? The blonde guy with the mustache, mage.
Bastion? No way.
It probably is.
That does not look like Bastion.
It's gonna be him, watch.
Sorry, Kev. But it's not gonna happen.
Well, his hair's slicked back, which that could possibly be that.
No.
But there's some fur around him, which that kind of is questionable. Radiant Hero.
Fur around?
Yeah, like on his...
Right,
on his
right.
collar
I'm trying to
area.
think of who has that, other than, like, Ashnard.
But he's already... I don't think I can get him. Fur.
Anyways, guys, it's been a minute since we played this. I know the last time we were investigating this, like, brokery shop. I forget what they were calling it, but it's going to be significant for the trial. We know. There was a whole thing with Herlock Sholmes giving them a camera thing that was surveillance, and the guy that runs the shop always threatens to take his own life. It's all really weird. Right. And she was there. What was her name? Gina Lestrade, right? And she stole a jacket from that gentleman right there, young Ellie Ghost, and she had to give it back. The pawnbrokery, yes. Look at all the different things in the window of the shop. Ah, that's Windybank's, the pawnbrokery. It looks much smarter than a pawnbroker's in Japan, doesn't it? Yes, you're right. I find pawn shops at home rather inapproachable, personally. It reminds me of tearfully parting with my favorite fountain pen. I felt so miserable. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh no, it's gonna be a New Year's banner.
Why are we getting New Year's Liar?
Why the fuck did we get any of the other ones that weren't an actual banner?
I don't want New Year's Liar.
Alright, well that's not your choice.
It's already been 2 months since we started taking lodgings here above Mr. Shulm's office. I still can't quite believe it. I never expected things would turn out like this. Oh, I know! To actually be sharing accommodation with the world's greatest detective. If I ever find myself before a court of law now, I will have not one regret. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'd be happy to defend you, of course. Kevin's just duck facing. Oh, I said you're just duck facing over there. Well, it seemed that they wanted me to come to the street, but am I missing something? Because of what happened.
That's cheese.
Alright. Look at those piercing eyes. He's clearly in no mood to talk. We have to do something quickly before this mysterious gentleman leaves to fetch the police or something. Wow, Miss Lestrade is really looking daggers at that mysterious gentleman. We need to do something to calm things down before she loses control and attacks him again. Mr. Windybank is clearly at a loss here. We have to do something about this before he reaches for that revolver of his. Look at Mr. Windybank watching diligently over his shop. There are still so many things I'm curious about, but somehow I don't really feel like this is the right time to be browsing. Calming this fraud situation must be our first priority! I know. I wasn't sure. It's been like 2 weeks since we played, so I'm like, was I supposed to stay in here? I don't know. It had a little exclamation point by Baker Street, so I'm like, oh, okay, I'm supposed to go there. But no. We're supposed to be doing something in here with these people. And I'm fairly certain that we can just find the great thing we need among the articles here in the shop. Oh. Okay. So it's gotta be something we haven't examined yet? Oh, God, it's him. Mr. Sholmes? What are you examining with such keen interest here? As you enjoy a bar of caramel, I see. So, you found me at last, Mr. Naruhodo. Sorry? After that young pickpocket sent me on my way, I was forced to lurk in the shadows, cruelly ostracized, as the rest of you partook in the jovial atmosphere of my fellowship. I had nothing to occupy my mind, but was too ashamed to let society see what my downfall had done to me. So, feigning mock interest, I pretended to examine the tedious trinkets in this desolate place. Whilst as you shrewdly observed, gnawing on the only friend I have left, this 7% solution of caramel. Pray, do you claim to understand the depths of my despair, Mr. Naruhodo? But how could you? I was so lonely, so desperately lonely. Then why on earth didn't you rejoin the conversation? Things have gone from bad to worse here, you know.
Okay, Junko.
Yes, I overheard much of your conversation. Or rather, in my craving for human contact, my ears devoured every word that was uttered. You really were sad, weren't you? Poor Mr. Sholmes, I feel simply awful for you. It would seem that my inferences are correct. Oh, surely you're not about to tell us that you've solved the entire case once again? My dear madam, sometimes I wonder, were my genius for deduction to be commoditized, how much could I pawn it for? It seems Mr. Sholmes has had another of his flashes of inspiration, but who knows if it will help to resolve the situation between Miss Lestrade and the mysterious gentleman. What's the right thing to do here? Here we go. Well, Miss Lestrade, it would appear you find yourself in something of a predicament. Tch. Where the blue blazes have you been, eh? Pardon? When a lady's in trouble, a true gent's supposed to be there to help. Straight away, not an hour later. Harsh. And who, pray tell, are you? Mr. Egbert Benedict. Is that really his name? You have in my eyes a veritably encyclopedic array of curiosities about your person. Nevertheless, there are two immovable conclusions I have drawn. I beg your pardon. The first is this. The true reason for your visit to this pawnbrokery today is something you have not yet revealed. And the second is this. A considerable crime is in contemplation. One you will orchestrate with intent to steal a vast sum of money. Well, Mr. Benedict, what say you to my deductions? How? He's turned as white as a hard-boiled egg. It would seem that once again, Mr. Sholmes has made a flawless deduction. Just who do you think you are, sir? Ah, yes, as I hoped. That is precisely the pained expression I was looking for. So, shall we begin? The time has come for yet another Sherlock Sholmes' logic and reasoning spectacular. See, I fucking knew this was coming. It's fine. I kind of like these.
Kind of. Or should I call you Humpty Dumpty?
First of all, we must ask ourselves on what business you ventured to this pawnbrokery today. You claim to have followed this pickpocket here, having had the redemption ticket stolen from you on the street. But that is most certainly a lie. The real truth is something quite different. As revealed by that which you hold in your hand, yes, what brought you to this shop in the first place is the staff recruitment flyer. No. Absolutely not. The piece of paper in your hand is a staff wanted advertisement from this very shop. Yet even the most unobservant would soon realize that a man of your appearance has no need of such employ. In other words, there is some ulterior motive for your actions. The cane, which you unwittingly clutch to your person, exhibits an incontrovertible contradiction. What utter rot! I've had this cane for years. The contradiction of which I speak, of course, is the missing ferrule? What is that? Feral?
Feral. Feral. Feral.
Ferrule. A ringer cap, typically a metal one, which strengthens the end of a handle, stick, or tube and prevents it from splitting or wearing. Okay. The end of any walking cane would be terminated with a metal ferrule to protect the wooden tip. And yet, detailed analysis shows the wooden tip of this stick to be utterly bare. Therefore, there is only one conclusion. The rod you hold in your hand, which appears to be a walking cane, is in fact no cane at all. You recoil, sir. Is something wrong? And in your recoiling, you inadvertently facilitate the answer of the next conundrum to present itself. Namely, what is the truth behind this rod you bear? Yes, your reaction betrays the truth. The handle which you evidently would like to conceal is the key to understanding this riddle, you see. From the moment I saw it, my suspicions were aroused. What walking cane demands such a stout handle? Mused I. But of course, as I said, this is no walking cane. No, that rod... Oh. Is the broken handle of a shovel. What? Are you insane? And now, having determined this undeniable truth, the conclusion is clear. The true motive for coming here was to take employment at this establishment in order to excavate the ground beneath the premises. What a calculated crime you have conceived, sir. A wickedly calculated crime. Now, Mr. Benedict, let us continue. For we must expose the details of this elaborate crime you have in the planning. This is utterly absurd. You suggest that I, a gentleman, intend to excavate the ground beneath this pawnbrokery with a broken shovel? What on earth do you propose I could expect to find there? That was very extra. Some long-forgotten treasure, I suppose. Save for such a fanciful theory, what possible reason could I have to do as you say? Oh, but there is an ample reason. As you are only too well aware, Mr. Benedict. Yeah, this guy is great. Your first favorite is Sholmes, though, right, Cortex? Ah, and your furtive glance is more telling than I could have hoped. Oh, Zeeks, okay. What? Let us consider what would motivate a man to infiltrate a shop such as this and covertly dig beneath this floor. The answer is revealed by the council notice on the counter, to which your eyes were inadvertently drawn. This letter gives notice of public works to be carried out in the local area. And according to the enclosed plan of the upcoming sewerage works, beneath this shop runs a sewer that adjoins another, one that runs under the bank on the opposite side of the road. This madness has entered the sewers now, has it? By excavating the ground beneath our feet, you would gain access to the waterway that flows in very close proximity to the Great Vault of the financial institution opposite. What are you... In summary, sir, you devised a master plan to pull off an elaborate bank robbery by dint of the underground tunnels. Master plan? Which brings us last to the final chapter of this lurid scheme. With what plunder did the thief hope to make off from the underground vault of the bank? Are you quite serious? Having consulted with Scotland Yard some days ago, I happen to know the answer. But naturally, the answer is no secret to you, is it, Mr. Benedict? I have no idea what you're talking about. Allow me to present a rather interesting piece of evidence. You see, this picture postcard tells us all we need to know. A postcard of the Great Exhibition. I'm afraid you've quite lost me. Currently in the final stages of preparation, the Great Exhibition will soon be underway, and the government has provided extra funds to complete its centerpiece, the Crystal Tower. Funds that currently sit in the vault of the bank on the other side of this road. Pardon? Yes, the considerable crime you've been contemplating is the theft of that which is in the vault of that bank, the special reserve funds for the Great Exhibition. Of course, that is top secret police information, so keep it under your hat, please. This concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of this pawnbroking puzzle. Mr. Sholmes? Well, Mr. Naruhodo? An impressive upbeat deduction for a detective racked with loneliness, would you not agree? Was it true what you said about the bank over the road and what it has in its vault? Indeed. Though few know of its existence, it is one of the government's most closely guarded secrets. I think my favorite character is Ryunosuke, but second might be Sholmes. I'm not sure. Sholmes is like if one of the Danganronpa meme characters was actually cool. Maybe? Gregson told me in the strictest of confidence. But you just announced it to everyone here. Rather loudly, in fact. Ah. And if it's such a big secret, how would Mr. Benedict have come to find out about it? There can only be but one explanation for that. Clearly it is because the man is a criminal. But what if he didn't know anything about the money in the vault? If he is a criminal, as you said. Then buying a brand new shovel is sure to be the first thing he does now that you've revealed the secret. Oh. Or if he doesn't, maybe Mr. Windibank will. He already has plenty of shovels here, after all. Oh, my life! I assure you, I'm not so unscrupulous. Well, hopefully this has taught you a valuable lesson. Sensitive information must be handled with the utmost care. One can never be sure that someone privy to secrets won't disclose them. And once the word is out, it's out. Perhaps I'll think twice before confiding in you next time, Mr. Sholmes. An excellent idea, Mr. Naruhodo. An excellent idea. Ha 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 ha! Well then, Mr. Naruhodo, you know what to do, I'm sure. Yes, let's listen to the great deduction again and see if we can massage it into shape. Well then, let us start once more from the beginning. Of Herlock Sholmes's magnificent logic and reasoning spectacular. I do love the music that plays here. First of all, we must ask ourselves on what business you ventured into this pawnbrokery today. You claim to have followed this pickpocket here, having had the redemption ticket stolen for you on the street. But that is most certainly a lie. The real truth is something quite different. As revealed by that which you hold in your hand, yes, what brought you to the shop is, in the first place, is this staff recruitment flyer. So, by Mr. Sholmes' reasoning, Mr. Benedict came here in order to apply for a job, so he could dig down through the floor. Yes, in an attempt to tunnel into the sewers to gain access to the money in the vault of the bank across the road. But he wouldn't get very far with a broken shovel, would he? No. I think it's fair to say his motive lies elsewhere. The question is where? What did he bring Mr. Benedict here in this particular point in time? It certainly is a flyer for Mr. Windibank's shop. Let's see. Windibank wants you. Pawnbroker's assistant required. It's an eye-catching advertisement, that's for sure. I've seen the same flyer up here inside the shop, I think. Perhaps Mr. Windibank is always in need of more staff. So Mr. Benedict came here to apply for a job? That's just too hard to believe. That's a proper English gentleman's cane, isn't it? Look at the beautifully polished brass on the handle. Yes, but Mr. Sholmes is right. It's the sort of handle that is usually... It's not the sort of handle that is usually seen on a cane. Perhaps it's the latest London fashion. I mean, it's just guesswork, of course. Perhaps you could adopt a cane, Mr. Naruhodo. It would rather suit you. I have a feeling it might argue with the sword around my waist. Oh, look at all the scribbled notes on the back of the flyer here. I don't believe it. What is it? Listen to what it says. Name, Gina Lestrade. Height, 5'2". Green cap, scruffy waistcoat. Grubby white shirt. Blue satchel. It's a detailed description of Miss Lestrade. Goodness! There's even a sketch of her, hat and all. Although, if he showed it to her, she'd fire that smoke grenade launcher in his face for sure. And look, the details of this shop have been written down here too. Windibank's Pawnbrokery, Baker Street. Redemption deadline, 15th April. Which is today's date. Why would Mr. Benedict have all that information scrawled on the back of that piece of paper?
Take that!
Yes, what brought you to the shop in the first place is the info about Miss Lestrade. Quite so, my dear fellow. It would appear that the writing and sketch on the reverse of the flyer pertain to the pickpocket Miss Lestrade and to Mr. Windibank's pawnbrokery here. Ah! You originally told us that you had merely given chase after Miss Lestrade stole, I'm hiccuping, the redemption ticket from you. But that, sir, is a thinly veiled lie. It is the information on the back of the flyer that led you here today, by which I mean here to Windibank's Pawnbrokery, and today the redemption deadline of that overcoat. So, you waited outside for the young girl matching the description you have written down to arrive. And you have gone to some lengths to hide the reason for your pursuit of Miss Lestrade. In other words, there is some ulterior motive for your actions. The cane which you unwittingly clutched to your person exhibits an incontrovertible contradiction. What utter rot! I've had this cane for years! The contradiction of which I speak, of course, is the missing ferrule. No, it's the initials. What's a ferrule? It's a metal cap commonly found at the end of a cane, Mr. Naruhodo. Ah, the bit that makes the nice clacking sound on the pavement. Yes, exactly. And Mr. Sholmes is right. It appears to be missing on this cane. But it doesn't actually look broken, does it? No, it doesn't. Though the gentleman clearly did recoil when Mr. Sholmes identified the cane as suspicious. In other words, there's some secret about the cane that Mr. Benedict would rather we don't know. Look here, Mr. Sato. There are some letters on the handle. Ah, yes. Those must be initials, I think. In the West, it's customary for people to engrave their belongings with the first letters of their names. So, Herlock Sholmes would be HS, you mean? That's right. The initials on this cane obviously... Oh? AG? Why does it feel as though that's not quite right? Because he would be EB.
Take that!
The contradiction of which I speak is, of course, the initialing. A most astute observation, wouldn't you say, Mr. Egbert Benedict? We are led to believe, sir, that your initials are EB. Yet, in a most possessive manner, you have in your grasp a cane bearing the initials AG. An incontrovertible contradiction indeed. Would you not agree? No, you're wrong. This cane isn't... You said before that you had the cane for years. So don't try to tell us that you just borrowed it from a friend or found it in a park. In short, though you hold yourself to be a gentleman, you have withheld your true name. You recoil, sir. Is something wrong? And in your recoiling, you inadvertently facilitate the answer to the next conundrum to present itself. Namely, what is the truth behind this rod you bear? Yes, your reaction betrays the truth. The handle which you evidently would like to conceal is the key to understanding the riddle, you see. Let's consider the bare bones of what's happened here. Miss Lestrade redeemed that fine-looking coat, and now a mysterious gentleman has appeared introducing himself with a fake name, and claiming that the overcoat belongs to him. And we know he identified Miss Lestrade with a written description, which suggests that everything else he's told us is untrue. So what we need to do here is somehow prove that the overcoat cannot possibly belong to him. Oh, wait a minute. Is it the tear? Oh! Oh! The seam on the shoulder there is coming apart. Look! So it is. Do you know, a moment ago when Mr. Benedict was surprised by something that was said, I thought I heard him make a rather strange noise. It sounded like a tiny growl. But now I think it was probably the sound of this seam ripping open. If you look closely, it does seem to be very a tight fit. The sleeves are stretched to bursting, and he wouldn't have a hope of fastening it at the front. If we were to run around it, I'm sure the whole thing would fall apart. I'd like to see it. Sorry? So how can we make Mr. Benedict run around? She's really given this some thought.
Take that!
The split seam, which you evidently would like to conceal, is the key to understanding the riddle, you see. Ah!
But it's not free to equip anymore? Fuck them.
Probably not.
Fuck them. Fucking rude. I was excited to do a bunch of changes and now I'm fucked.
It's okay. I drunkenly geared speed jugs last night.
That's good.
I wasn't drunk last night. That means I was just tired.
It was still free to equip, so that's fine.
Yes, because the overcoat is rather obviously a poor fit. Having forced your broad shoulders, the seam is already breaking apart. Yeah, Ifrit, it's because with her changes, she's still not a good cleaver. So, it's time for Speed Jugs memes. She's bad. She's like the worst ML5. My suspicions were aroused from the outset. When you so baldly lied about your name and so boldly waylaid this pickpocket. Ah! This catalog of untruths has all been for one very specific purpose. To steal the article that the young girl redeemed from Mr. Windibank. Arr! What really irks me is this. The considerable crime I initially imagined has been considerably curtailed. Now, Mr. Benedict, let us continue. For we must expose the details of this elaborate crime you have been planning. This is utterly absurd. Nothing you suggest that I, a gentleman, designed a wheeze to filch some tawdry article of pawnage. Have you forgotten that I redeemed this article in the proper manner, using the watchword? Had I not been able to deposit it in the first place, how could I possibly have known the relevant details? N'est-ce pas? Oh, but the watchword can be discovered. As you are the only too well aware, Mr. Benedict. Ah, and your furtive glance is more telling than I could have hoped. What? Let us consider how one might come to learn the secret watchword relating to the pawned property of another. The method is revealed by the council notice on the counter. No. The direction of the deduction must change rather dramatically now, I think. Yes, no more talk of tunneling into the sewers. Which is a pity because it all sounded rather exciting. Anyway, you can't deny that this mysterious gentleman did know the watchword. Yes, Professor! If you didn't know that word, Mr. Windibank would never have allowed you to redeem the article! Or, looking at it another way, if you did know that word, Mr. Windibank would allow you to redeem the article whether it was yours or not. So the question is, could this gentleman have found the watchword out somehow? You guys are legit like this.
Why would they make this difficult for me?
Look at this, Mr. Sato. Ah, it appears to be a memo that Mr. Windibank has scribbled to himself. Let's see. What does it say? Oh, Professor. Mr. Windibank must make a note of the watchword his customers gives him right before his eyes. And an alarmingly clear script as well. Oh dear, I don't know where to look. Who knows what other secrets we might see?
Take that!
Wait, the pawnbroker's revolver? I did not select that. Yeah, we got bodied by hitboxes. Oh shit, wait a minute. Did I do the thing in Epic 7? Wait, don't we have to like do raid by 9 or some shit? Oh no. Hold on 1 second. The bitches are being needy. Easy. Okay, hold on. I agree with you, Ifrit. I think Archdemon on that that new artifact is very good. The only thing I miss is her S1 outright stripping, like with the yellow violin.
What they moved it?
Well, it only strips on an additional attack, not on, like, straight up.
Oh, you usually have that on her.
Yeah.
I see.
I don't know who to fight the queen with, so I'm just gonna take a stack team. Goodbye.
Take Melon, Ren, and Ren.
I don't know. I'm taking like a mostly Earth team. I forgot. I kind of like super neglected E7 today.
But it's Adventure Day.
I don't care.
But you said it was your day.
Yeah, I just was streaming, so you know.
Yeah, that's your fault.
Okay.
Take that!
Thank you, the notelet. Not the revolver. The method is revealed by the notelet on the counter, of which your eyes were inadvertently drawn. Yes, the broker here follows the same procedure. Whether a customer comes to redeem an article, he asks the customer for a watchword and notes down the response uttered on a notelet he has to hand. When he consults his ledger and confirms whether or not the watchword matches that of the article in question, I would expect nothing less of a diligent pawnbroker. And his diligence is clearly has its disadvantages. What are you talking about? It is increasingly apparent that you are present in this shop before your accusation against Miss Lestrade. In all likelihood, you followed her inside and then observed her talking to Mr. Windibank. Then the diligent pawnbroker made a note of the watchword, as is his common practice. You observed him writing the word professor on the notelet beside the ledger. And that, sir, was the master plan you devised to steal the pawned article from the young Miss Lestrade. Master plan! Which brings us to the last chapter of this lurid scheme. Why would you go to such lengths to redeem that particular article from the pawnbroker? Are you quite serious? They are silly. For the ill-fitting overcoat hardly seems to justify the effort, much less the worthless music box disc. But naturally, you had very good reason to make them yours, didn't you, Mr. Benedict? I have no idea what you're talking about. Allow me to present a rather interesting piece of evidence. You see, the picture postcard tells us all we need to know. No, that's not right. The articles we're talking about are the overcoat and the music box disc that was in one of the pockets, which according to Mr. Windibank isn't even worth a penny. And yet this man went to such lengths to steal them. Why? I wonder if perhaps we already have the evidence we need to explain it, Mr. Naruhodo. Could we really? I'd better have a thorough look through all the evidence we've collected so far.
Take that!
Uh-oh. I guess drawing in the 50-50. Oh, I see. Look at all the little bumps on the disc. They're so tiny. Yes, the protrusions are called pins, and they pluck the teeth of the comb to make notes. And just on the edge, there's a small amount of blood. Yes, the blood of the mysterious Mr. Egbert Benedict. When Miss Lestrade tried to grab the disc from him, the pin scratched his fingers, it seems. Like when you're grating some daikon radish and accidentally catch your finger. Ouch, just thinking about it hurts. And puts me off eating radish. Oh. McGilded? Isn't that the guy that died in the third trial? Oh, there's a little scrap of paper stuck onto the reverse side of the disc. Look! And scribbled word or two. It looks like somebody's name. For McGilded. McGilded? It couldn't be. But it is, Mr. Naruhodo! A name I shall never forget as long as I live. But why? Why is his name on this?
Take that!
You see, the music box disc tells us all we need to know. What's that on the back? It reads, For McGilded. Mr. Magnus McGilded, the unfortunate philanthropist who perished in curious circumstances at the Old Bailey 2 months ago. A prominent man in London, though his lone mongering demonstrated a distinct lack of scruples. So, you're an associate of his, are you? Or perhaps a subordinate? Mr. McGilded was a man of unusually small stature. In fact, he was precisely the right size for that overcoat that you've squeezed yourself into. Oh, and McGilded knew Gina. I probably should have pieced that together a little bit earlier. Ugh. Your true identity remains shrouded in mystery, Mr. Egbert Benedict. But the final conclusion here is crystal clear. The reason you came to the pawnbrokery today. Was to retrieve an article left behind by the late Magnus McGilded. Ugh! No! Well, well, Mr. Magnus McGilded. Not a name I expected to hear in these circumstances. Mr. Sholmes, I'm afraid there's something very troubling on my mind. Pray tell, Miss Susato. Well, according to what Mr. Windibank told us earlier, today was the final day on which the coat could have been redeemed, was it not? Yes, ma'am, that is correct. Today would be precisely 2 months since it was first deposited. Oh. Wait, does that fit within the time frame of his death? I don't even know. Today is April 15th, so 2 months ago today. Would have been the 15th February, sir. That's right. It's all carefully recorded in my ledger. Deposited at 10:30 p.m., I see. What? But that suggests... Yes. 15th February is precisely the day on which the omnibus murder took place. And 10:30 in the evening is precisely the time at which the terrible events were unfolding. Suggestive is not the word. It would seem the matter is entirely beyond coincidence. You are, of course, at liberty to make whatever outlandish deductions you choose. However, I must insist you hand over the music box disc now. It would be a terrible shame for you to return to your native land in a box. What do I do? He could shoot me at any moment. I hate to give in, but what other choice do I really have here? Mr. Windibank, this is my shop. I can't allow any harm to come to customers. If that were to happen, I should have to take my own life. Mr. Windibank, no! Alright, that's enough. Oh. Inspector Gregson? Inspector? That's right, Sunshine. The alarm was raised on one of our dedicated emergency lines. So we got here as fast as we could. Now, what's all this about, eh? Oh, praise be! You're here at last! I was moments away from forfeiting my own life in my very own establishment. It would seem you have the upper hand. Oh good, he still has his fish and chips. No. Gregson was all over the last trial too, Cortex. Right, you've got a lot of explaining to do. I don't appreciate being bothered with some petty argy-bargy. Petty? Mr. Windibank very nearly met his end. Yeah, by his own gun as far as I can tell. Oh dear. And the whole of Britain could meet with its end if I don't get to the bottom of the case I'm supposed to be working on. What? What on earth is the case, Inspector? Share no detail, Gregson. Alright, he hates Sholmes. I might have said a little too much. No matter, it's nothing to do with you lot. You see? Okay. The whole thing Sholmes talked about with the bank across the street is gonna be super relevant. Anyway, sir, you're gonna have to come with me down to the station. But of course, Inspector. Ah! He's getting away! After him, lads! Whistle to beat Officer 2! There's been a spate of thefts at pawn shops around here recently. So we fitted emergency buttons underneath the counters for brokers to let us know when there's trouble. Oh, Inspector, I was very worried there for a while. Very worried indeed. Now then, Mr. Permanently in mourning. Oh, yes? I'll be taking that, whatever it is, of Mr. McGilded's down to the yard, thank you very much. So hand it over. Oh, yes, of course. No, don't give it to him. It's mine, that is. Mine. I'm sorry, miss. But anything belonging to McGilded has to be taken in as evidence now. As evidence? If the police demand something as evidence, my dear fellow, we have no choice but to capitulate. It's all yours, Inspector. Grrr. Is this whole thing gonna come full circle? That's kind of exciting. And so we handed Mr. McGilda's disc over to Inspector Gregson, and were summarily tufted out of the shop and onto the street. I wonder... See? That's why I hate grown-ups. All they do is feed you a pack of lies and take stuff away from you. Oh really, Miss Lestrade? Tell me, is that overcoat keeping you warm? What? Oh my! Surely you were given that! Oh shit. Yeah, Kisuan, you know Death Counter Chan is just here from SMT. Hold on. Thank you! Yeah, the D let me keep it, after I looked daggers at him for long enough. He went through the pockets and said, "Go on then, have it," before telling me to scarper. Always pays off, giving people a look like you ate them. I can't help feeling that it's going to get you into serious trouble one day. What I really wanted was that nice, shiny disc of mine. The music box disc. But Mr. Windibank said it was practically worthless. I think I'm gonna go and have another bash. Give him a long, hard stare. I think not, Miss Lestrade. We shan't enter Windibanks again today. Why not? That's not fair. It can't be helped, I'm afraid. The police are investigating the scene now and taking a statement from Mr. Windibank. But that disc's mine. I had the ticket for this coat, and it was in this coat's pocket. And there should be something else and all. That's what the Rotten Cove said, ain't it? Yeah, see? I'm thinking back to the third case, and I'm pretty sure what happened was... Do we know who killed them in the third case? Because Gina was hiding out in the bench, right, of the carriage, and McGilded found her and told her to run away. But it sounds like he told her to run away with his jacket. So... Oh, God. I was not expecting this to be... relevant to the third case. Yes, he did mention something about another article, didn't he? Well, then that's mine too, whatever it is. Now she's really pushing her luck. Miss Lestrade, I think it's time to admit defeat. You've had your haul for the day. Yeah, and it's all your fault, Mr. Shelms. So what are your plans now? Will you dine with us this evening? Iris would be delighted to cook, I'm sure. and I might entertain you with a modest violin recital. No, Ta. Oh. Why would I come around your place, eh? Have you lost your ad or something? Oh dear, she's gone. Having reviled on me some quite unnecessarily, I might add. I can't help wondering if perhaps she might turn up anyway. Interesting. Once she's had a chance to calm down, I think there's a good chance she'll decide to come. Very well then. I'll inform Iris to set a place for our potential guest at the dinner table this evening. And one more thing. I should be glad to your company later too. Sorry? I believe I will have a rather splendid surprise to show you. Oh, how exciting! What is it? You shall have to wait and see, Miss Susato. Until later, then! Ah, Susie and Runo! Come in, come in! Be right back. Good afternoon, Iris. Thank you so much for breakfast this morning. Oh, don't mention it. Goodness, look at the time already. busy as always? I am. I'm preparing everything for dinner this evening. Already? You're obviously cooking something special, aren't you? Oh yes, after all, we have a special guest joining us. Guess who it is? Go on. You'll never guess. Look at those little eyes of hers shining. Oh dear. It is awkward when you already know the answer, isn't it? It's Jenny! Isn't that exciting? Oh, what a surprise! Yes, that's wonderful news! Wow, Iris seems overjoyed at the idea. I can't wait to learn some pickpocketing tips from a real professional. Oh yes, that does sound like fun. I'm not sure that's entirely appropriate. Are you, Mr. Naruhodo? By the way, Iris, what's Mr. Sholmes up to? Hurley? Oh, he's been like that ever since he's got back. Hello, Mr. Sholmes? I beg you won't speak to me. Sorry? I don't know who you are, but kindly take your leave. As you can see, I'm not here. I don't know how to respond to that. I do apologize. When he gets like this, he's completely oblivious to everything. Yes, I see. Really, he behaves just like a child sometimes, Hurley does. Mr. Sholmes and Iris have something of a parent and child relationship, don't they? Yes, except that Iris is clearly the parent here. Come to think of it, I wonder where her real parents are. What's the matter, Runo? You have such a funny look on your face. Oh, no, it's nothing. I know what it is. Why does that girl live here with Mr. Sholmes? You're wondering, am I right? How did you... Hey, oh, Runo, I can read you like a book. This girl's dangerous. Don't worry, you can ask me anything. I won't mind. So, by Ginny, you mean Miss Lestrade, the young woman from the McGilded case 2 months ago, right? Yes, who also stole my experimental smoke grenade launcher. Although after the trial I invited her back here and we had dinner together. And now we're best of friends. Oh, what a lovely tale. Yes, now if I bump into her on the street, she runs away as fast as she can. Oh. And I can chase after her down the back alleys. Interesting idea of friendship. And then I let her have the latest color of smoke grenade I've developed. Oh! There are so many beautiful colors in the world. Ginny wants to make a whole rainbow. I suppose this means you've let Miss Lestrade keep the smoke grenade launcher, have you? Yes, that's right. I got bored of it anyway. Hurley always reacts the same way when I shoot him with it now. Poor Hurley. Oh, I can't wait for Ginny to arrive. It's been too long since she last came over. I'm so excited. I just hope she actually does come. I'm sure you've been wondering why it is that I live here with Hurley, haven't you? Well, it has crossed my mind. That and where your real parents are. My mummy and daddy aren't with me anymore. Mummy passed away when I was born. And around the same time, my father, well, he had to go a faraway land because of one of the cases he and Hurley were working on. Oh, wait a minute. Did you say he and Hurley? Yes. Daddy and Hurley were always solving mysteries together. She didn't mention that before. He wrote them all up in his diaries. That's what's in the metal chest over there. Really, he recorded them all. So, you mean it's true, Mr. Sholmes? Really did have a partner with whom he tackled some of his most taxing cases. Oh yes, I mean, it's always nice to have one, isn't it? So Mr. Sholmes' partner was your father? Exactly. Hurley told me I wasn't allowed to look in the chest. But that only made me want to look even more, so I opened it. And found your father's memoirs. Yeah. So I asked Hurley, who wrote these. He nearly fell off his chair. And then he told me. That's when I found out that the author of all those accounts was my father. So Iris's father was Mr. Sholmes' partner. I've practically lived with Hurley all my life. I was tiny when he took me in. So, it came as quite a shock. When Hurley told me he wasn't my real daddy, I must have done. I wonder why Mr. Sholmes chose to tell you, and at such a young age. Hurley says it's because he wouldn't have been able to hide it from me. Oh? Well, having lived with Hurley all these years, you might say he has his ways have rubbed off on me. There's some things I can just see. Especially lies. I almost know when people are lying before they open their mouths sometimes. Right. Anyway, I was so fascinated when I read Daddy's diaries. Now, what's inspired me to write The Adventures of Herlock Sholmes is actually...
You've got a daddy to find.
I've always assumed Mr. Sholmes simply told you all those thrilling stories. Oh no, Hurley's hopeless like that. He forgets everything. As soon as he solved the case, it all just vanishes from his mind. Oh, I see. The other day, it was so embarrassing. As usual, he totally forgot about the case he just solved. So the very next day, I gathered together all the people involved and proceeded to solve the case again. It was quite a shock for everyone. You can say that again. You share your father's surname, don't you, Iris? That's right, Wilson. Daddy is Dr. John H. Wilson. I learned from his diaries that he's a doctor of medicine, you see. That's why that's what prompted me to study so that I could earn a doctorate as well. Iris's father, who went to some distant land and is a doctor by the name of John H. Wilson. Oh! Oh! Literally the victim from the first case. That's right. Visiting professor of medicine at Imperial Yume University. The man who, in the most bizarre of circumstances, lost his life just before we left Japan.
It's warm in here.
So why are you doing that?
Just felt like doing it. So now we're here.
Miss Susato? Yes? Perhaps we shouldn't pursue this conversation any further at this time. I think that will be for the best. my dear fellows, it's good to see you. Mr. Sholmes! Why ever did you not make your presence known to me before? Well, no matter now. So, how the devil are you? We've been with you for most of the day. Goodness, really? Do tell me, Mr. Sholmes, is your violin unscathed? My violin? Whatever are you talking about, dear madam? Oh, never mind that now. I have something far more interesting to show you. Yeah, Dotsai was like, Behold, my dear fellows! Oh, another music box disc! No, not another disc, Miss Susato. This is the one Gregson demanded we hand over to as evidence. Mr. McGilded's disc. Oh my! Then what's it doing here? Heh. You know, at times, Mr. Naruhodo, I think that though I have an undeniable turn for detection, I may be even more adept at larceny. Oh, that would be wonderfully exciting. I'd be your pickpocketing assistant. And Runo could be our go-to lawyer if we ever got caught. Right. Plus, Susie has such a beautiful handwriting. She could write all our menacing crime notifications. Yes, I'd be delighted. I'm just gonna pretend this conversation never happened, I think.
I should probably do it when it's in like under. Didn't do any, and they got hit once and something.
Oh, so Kev, it's gone 9 minutes, so...
That's what you do.
Well, actually, I don't know if it's 9 or 10.
I'm scared.
It's probably at 9, Kev.
Okay.
I don't understand. How did that disc come to be in your possession? I thought Inspector Gregson took it back to Scotland Yard. Quite correct. And that sort of uncompromising attitude is precisely why I always carry some of this. That's a bar of caramel, Mr. Sholmes. Your one and only friend in times of loneliness, if I'm not mistaken. If you will humor me, my dear fellows, cast your minds back to when the good detective confiscated the disc.
That's a fucking fast-ass bitch. Excuse me?
I didn't tell you, Kev. I fought a
Hillious.
270 FCC earlier this week,
Really?
and everybody else on her team was 250 plus, and I was like,
No, this MLO is just faster than my RAM.
people are building her like 280 speed.
Of course they are. Fuck these pros,
Not me though. I'm too poverty for that.
No! Fuck you!
Oh, they killed the queen when I wasn't looking.
Shit.
Hey Kev, do your raid and stop fucking around.
Screw.
For the briefest of moments, I had the disc in my hand, did I not? Yes, you did, but I still don't understand. It was at that it was precisely at that moment that I summoned my one and only friend into action. I pressed the disc into a pair of bars like this. That's amazing. And the disc and all the minuscule protrusions
Okay, well, I fucked up.
have made an image in the caramel. Indeed, this caramel is quite exceptional. I developed it myself, you know, suitably soft for making impressions, but resistant to melting. The result of a precisely controlled solution. How extraordinary! Honestly, Kevin, I might run and conquer this defense.
You honestly, if you can do it.
Because that bitch is...
She's requested. She's fucking psycho.
I mean, Cortex, this whole game has been nothing but ridiculousness, if we're being honest. Something about it, too, I don't know why this is, because I don't think it's a bad game, but it loses my attention after about 2 hours. Also, yeah, so in this part, he's like, the guy says, give me the disc. And apparently Sholmes takes the disc and then is like, into some caramel? Okay, sure. I guess nobody saw that. At least Sholmes looks cute when he's at home. Take a house key, for example. A simple press and its unique form is duplicated. I can enter anyone's property at will, and never without high sucrose nourishment.
Oh my god, no. No. That's a lot of damage.
Yes, it sounds illegal. From the image, I was able to create this. I confess, it was most curious to know what manner of music would issue from the disc when played. Do tell us then, Mr. Sholmes. What music does the disc play? Well, unfortunately, I have no idea. No idea? None whatsoever. Are you familiar with the workings of a music box, my dear fellows? No, I'm afraid not. Goodness, don't you know, Runo? Inside a music box, there's a special metal piece called a comb. That's what produces the sound. Special protuberances pluck the different teeth of the comb as they rotate past it, making the different notes.
Random ass teams that I'm getting paired up with.
The first music boxes to be invented using a rotating cylinder with protuberances on it. But over time, a new type of player was produced, which uses discs such as these. With that development, the popularity of music boxes spread far and wide around the globe. Why, exactly? Because the discs are easy to produce and can be interchanged to facilitate the playing of different tunes. There are a great many firms in Europe now manufacturing music boxes as well. It is wonderful to be able to enjoy music, even when no performer is present. But it is the very success of this invention that means we are now presented with an insurmountable problem. What do you mean? As you may imagine, the construction of one firm's music box does not match that of another. And we have no way of knowing in which music box this particular disc was designed to be played. There is no resolution in this to this problem, I'm afraid. It's quite intractable. Ah, I see, so that's why. Naturally, I tested the disc in those few music boxes I have at my disposal. But as you can hear, to no avail. The results were equally unsatisfactory in this one, so I am presently engaged in acquiring an example of all the music boxes ever made in Europe. Every single one? That's Hurley for you, always taking things too far. But my dear girl, an unsolved riddle is quite repugnant to my constitution. But surely all the different types in Europe will amount to a huge volume of music boxes, won't it? Yes, that is certainly true. In the worst case, I shall have to ask you to vacate the attic room. What? Magnus McGilded. Not a name I expected to hear again so soon. Yes, it's only been 2 months since that grisly case. Mr. McGilded perished within hours of the trial's conclusion. Was it the curse of the Reaper? No one knows still now. The omnibus was reduced to a pile of ash. Not a shred of evidence remained. And with the man's death, the truth about the murder in which he was so intimately involved was buried. Even though we successfully established Mr. McGilded's innocence in the trial, the newspapers are still claiming that it remains an unsolved case? The murder of the brickmaker, Mr. Thrice-Fired Mason. In the end, the truth of the matter remains a mystery. We still have no idea what really happened that night. And although Mr. McGilded was not found guilty through my defense, I still don't know if that was the right judgment or not. It would appear the case is not yet closed. Well, it's time I started getting things ready for dinner, I think. Jenny will be here soon. Thank you, Iris.
Fuck out of here.
Oh, well, you must let me help you then. Of course, Susie. There's plenty to do. I think I shall investigate the condition of my faithful performing partner. Now then, where did I leave it? Let this be a lesson to you, Mr. Sholmes. Never leave anything too precious with the pawnbroker. Yes, you may be right. Oh, that reminds me of something Mr. Windibank said before. He said that we had a manuscript of Iris's in pawn, didn't he? Did he? Yes, he definitely mentioned it. Mr. Sholmes' latest tale of otherworldly mystery lies dormant in my storeroom. Were his words, I believe. So you heard that, did you? I expect you were as incensed as I was. Oh yes! The idea of such a wonderful story languishing in Mr. Windibank's storeroom gathering dust. My dear madam, I'm quite sure I told you already. The pawnbroker's storeroom is the safest place for it. More secure than a bank's vault. And what about your Stradivarius, Hurley? Was that safe and secure? Well, there may have been an occasional mix-up, caused by a certain impetuous someone not too far from me now. Do you have any idea how long it took me to write that Bakersfield story, Hurley? Oh, it sounds so exciting. The Hound of the Bakersfields. I should love to read it. What's going on here? Why does it feel like an icy chill just swept through the room? Susie, what did you just say? You said the Hound of the Bakersfields. But how could you know the full title? Well, that's That's because Miss Usato was such a great fan of all the stories about Mr. Sholmes, of course. But, Runo, The Hound of the Bakersvilles has never been published. What? When I showed Hurley the manuscript, he told me that I wasn't allowed to publish it. I don't understand. That's why he said he'd keep it safe. Until it was the right time for the story to be made public, you see. So that's why the manuscript is at Windibanks. And yet, how could Susie here know its title? Well, Hurley, what's going on? Ah! What is it, Mr. Sholmes? It would appear our guest has arrived. Miss Lestrade? This was a bad idea. I knew I weren't welcome. I'm going. No, wait, Miss Lestrade. We've all been eagerly awaiting your arrival. Haven't we, Iris? Oh, yes. Just wait there, Ginny. We'll have everything ready in a jiffy. Come along, Susie. Right, of course. It's a pleasure to see you here, Miss Lestrade. Please, make yourself at home. Don't stand in the door, my dear girl. Come along in. What say you to some Mendelssohn? I won't take no for an answer. Meddlesome it is, then. Aw, the kitty. That evening, Iris prepared us all a meal that was even more delicious than usual. Mr. Sholmes' violin performance was in no way meddlesome, and Gina, as we came to call her, taught us all how to steal things from one another without being noticed. Congrats, Cortex. Everyone thoroughly enjoyed themselves well into the night. Well, there goes my attention span with Ace Attorney. We're gonna pick it up next Saturday. We had a dinner party and it was exciting and my voice is going and yeah. Yeah. We'll pick it up on Saturday, Dots, I promise. I actually wanted to mess around with this with some Blaze Blue tonight for the rest of stream probably. Holy shit, we have 1,300 dropped frames. I don't know when those happened. Has everything been okay with the stream? I am gonna boot up Blaze Blue and we're gonna kind of go from there. Yeah, I want to press some buttons and chill for the rest of the night, so... Yeah. We're gonna do Blaze Blue. Yeah, turn brain off and press Blaze buttons. I'm probably gonna get bodied, Cortex. The average net player is getting better because of rollback, so that means everybody's gonna catch up to me, and I'm not gonna be. I'm gonna be bad now. I'm fine with that. I'm actually at peace because I don't practice, and I don't. And to be honest, I don't care. So, hold on. Let me set everything up. Oh, we're at the wrong scene. We're at the wrong scene. Yes, the actual good players now, they play, which is wonderful. Oh, Phil. Cheers, you bitch.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Like, he knows I love him, so I can insult him sometimes. We're setting up... Ace Attorney, literally, like, I can't play more than 2 hours of it. And I cannot explain to you why.
Oh well.
Like, I know Danganronpa was Mimi, but, like, Ace Attorney is